Inside AWS, we usually create a EC2 instance. In the EC2 instance, we configure all the necessary softwares, as well as we also configure a web server or application server. Then we write our programs, we deploy our programs in the web application. So these programs now provide services for the requests we receive over the web. The main drawback of this particular approach, so whenever we wanted to deploy some web programs, we'll have to go through this complicated procedure. Also, this involves the heavy maintenance. Whenever any new updates release, we'll have to manually upgrade our stack. But in the case of AWS, we need not follow the strenuous procedure. Instead, we can use the AWS Lambda service. The Lambda service, okay, the Lambda service is a compute service that lets you run your code without provisioning or managing the servers. So you do not follow the strenuous procedure. You can start deploying your code from the day one. Inside Lambda environment, you can choose your runtime. You can start writing your programs from the day one. In this particular session, we'll discuss how do we create basic web programs by using the Lambda service. Go to your AWS account. And in the services, search about Lambda, select the Lambda function. This is an interface screen. The screen might be look differently for you, okay, but whatever may be the screen, okay, you click on the create Lambda function. Here specify the name of the Lambda function. I'm going to specify my first function, and the runtime environment is Node.js 12.x. I'm going to leave it as a default, and in the permissions you click on change default execution role. In that you select the second option, use an existing role. From the use an existing role, select RoboMaker student, which is a default role given by AWS Educate. If you select another role, it will not work. So it is mandatory for Educate account, select RoboMaker underscore student. And the remaining settings can be default settings, and click on create function. In this particular environment, you got a default Lambda function. The structure of the Lambda function also we discussed in the last session. Exports dot handler of the Lambda function, and followed by the entire function. Usually this particular function will be written in the default file index.js. I'm not going to change anything in this particular program. Let it be the same program, and I wanted to test whether this program is working properly or not. Select configure test events. Give the name of the test event. I'm going to give the test event as my event. This particular test event is not accepting any input from the user, so I'm going to remove all these parameters. So I'm going to leave it as in blank. Then click on create to create the event. And once you successfully create the event, click on test to check whether your Lambda function is properly working or not. So look at this is the result of the text. So it is absolutely working. Okay, now I have created a Lambda function. I have also configured my test event, and I have tested my Lambda function. The Lambda function is properly working. So how do I make use of this Lambda function, or how do I trigger this Lambda function from my web browser? If you want to trigger your Lambda function from the web browser, you have to configure the gateway. So let us discuss how do we configure a gateway. I'm going to open a new terminal. Go to services, select API gateway. In the API gateway, there are many different options are there. I'm going to select the REST API. So in the REST API, click on the build to create an REST API. So click on OK and select the option called create new API. I'm going to specify the API name as my first API. And the remaining settings, I'm going to leave it as a default settings. Then click on create API. After you selected the create API, click on the actions and select create method. From these actions, select get method. So I'm going to use get method to trigger the Lambda function. Okay, once you selected the get and click on this tick symbol, in this particular interface, in the Lambda function, you have to link the Lambda function. The Lambda function, by default, it will list all the available Lambda functions. We have only my first function, so select the function. This is the Lambda function name which we have created. After selecting the Lambda function and click on save and give OK, you will get the execution environment. So with respect to the first sample program, we are not going to configure anything on this execution environment. We are going to select actions. From the actions, I'm going to select deploy API. Previously, we have created a get method and we have linked the Lambda function, and we are going to deploy this particular API for the real-time application. So deploy API, in the deployment stage, I'm going to create a new stage, and the stage name, you can give your own name. I'm going to give it as a test stage. Only the stage name is mandatory, and rest of the options I'm going to leave it as empty. And give deploy to deploy the API. In this particular step, my API gateway is configured and linked to the Lambda function. If you want to access the Lambda function, click on this particular link which is provided by the API gateway, and this will connect it to the Lambda function. Okay, see, this is the output from the Lambda function. Status code 200, body hello from Lambda. This is the output, we are getting it from the Lambda function. Okay, this is absolutely function. This is how we're supposed to access the Lambda function. So why are we getting this kind of result? Because in the Lambda function, we have explicitly mentioned the output type is a JSON. Because the output type is a JSON, we are getting this particular output. If you change the output type as an HTML or something like that, The corresponding output you can see in the web browsers. Okay. Now we have discussed only the default function. How do we create our own function? We have a sample program. I'm going to use the same sample program. I'm going to replace the existing program. Okay. Yes, I already told you every lambda function should have a handler, and the handler will have three parameters: event parameter, context parameter, and a callback parameter. So event parameter helps us to get the input parameters from the user or from applications or from web browser. Under context parameters, we can access information about the execution environment, context of the lambda function. And whenever you want to communicate back to the client, the communication happens through this callback. Okay, so this particular line will be common for most of the lambda functions. And inside this lambda function, I have used my own code. The main intention of this particular lambda function is to generate a random number. The random number lies between the min and max value. So I have used let min equal to 0. You can also use var, it is up to you. And I also define other variable max equal to 10. Then I have used the default library function math.random. This particular random function generates the random number between 0 to 1. So that value I have multiplied with the max value, and I have taken the floor and then added with the minimum value. This particular statement generates a random number between the minimum bound and the upper bound. So the value, the random number which is generated, is stored in the variable called generated number. I wanted to send the generated number back to the client. So I have used a callback function. In callback function, the first parameter is the error parameter, and the second parameter is the reply parameter or successful communication parameter. If you want to communicate any information back to the client, of course, we usually second parameter of the callback. Okay, now this is fine. I'm going to configure my test event. Test event is absolutely similar to the previous test event because this particular program is not taking any input from the user. So if you are sure that you are going to use the previous test event, okay, you need not configure the test event. Otherwise, you will have to go to the test event and configure test event. So as there is no change in the previous test event, I am not going to give any parameters here, input parameters here. So I'm going to cancel it here. I'm going to use the same test event. But the problem here, I have changed the entire program. So the moment you change the program, immediately you have to click on the deploy to deploy the modified program. So click on the deploy. Once your package is successfully deployed, then click on the test to check whether your program behaves properly. Give test and check the response. The response is fine. If you test it again, since it's a random number, you will get a different number in the screen. See, then our response is 9. Response is 2. Response is 1. Okay. Now the testing is fine. So what is the next step? I will have to configure my API gateway. The configuration of API gateway is absolutely similar. You can click on this URL to check whether your API is perfectly working or not. Look at this. Now my API is properly connected with the Lambda function. I'm getting the proper output. So every time you refresh, you will get a different number.